Alright guys, welcome here to the Five Kings Motorsports YouTube channel. We're here with a little something special here tonight. We got the Crooked Line Racing $100 shootout at the Nashville Fairgrounds, but this time we went from the big track. We're going to switch it up, go old school on it, go short track racing here on the very tight quarters of the Nashville Fairgrounds Mini. Got something different going on with qualifying here tonight as well. Going to be single car qualifying. Going to be sending these boys out, get them all on camera, and then we're going to maybe pull them up and get an interview with them. Never know. Just see how all this plays out. Super excited to be here tonight. Can't thank BAM Racing Videos, MF Racing Designs, TheButtKicker.com, and Five Kings Motorsports to come on board here and help us out here tonight and help promote this event. As I think we got a driver getting ready to start rolling out on the track right now. Let's make sure we got everything all good to go. As you see, we got that 35 of Bradley Yo-Yo going out there on track now. Get the camera on him, see how he does with these 2 laps. Going to come around for that out lap. Now, these drivers are working with the fixed setup. And like I said, we got a different take on tonight. We got heat racing. We got inverts. As you see Bradley get a little squirrely right there, you're going to have to be careful on entry here. Don't want to leave any time on the table. We're going to speak with this driver in a minute. Going to see how he feels. As he's just finished up his first lap, went to with a 14:44. So a little bit slower than what we've seen with practice times from some of these guys, and you might see some games here. You might see some sandbagging as he comes around for lap number 2. Got a little bit faster with a 14:35. Next, we're going to have Mr. Brennan Bogo pulling out on the speedway here. Going to see what this driver can put down as he's going out for his out lap. See if we can get a word with Bradley Yo. See if we can hear what Mr. Bradley thinks as we're seeing Bogo go out for his first lap around here. Bradley, this is Tanner Moore in the Five Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
Copy.
Bradley, so I noticed watching you and then watching this beautiful 9 car go around. It's a little slick on entry tonight, ain't it?
Yeah, I definitely blew turn 1 on both laps. Was a little hard on the brakes, but it's a little slick on entry and exit.
Right on, brother. I can. How do you feel? Do you think a 14:35 is gonna hold up and put you into the main event? As we see, Mr. Bogo went to second with a 14:49.
No, not a chance.
Not a chance.
Too many sub 14 lap times in practice. I guarantee you 4 people will be putting up a sub 14 lap time here in qualifying.
Well, all right, Mr. Yo-Yo. We will maybe be talking to you at the end. We got Dalton Collins in the 95 out there now. Thank you, Bradley. Good luck to you.
Thanks, sir. Have a good.
There you have. Now we got Dalton Collins rolling out on his first lap out. Sorry, I was letting Josh know. He's the one sending them out. We see that 95 go around for lap number 1. Top of the board for that 95, Dalton Collins, as he's coming out of turn number 4 here for the second time by. It's going to be a 14:05. So right there, really close to breaking in to that sub 13 range. Let's get Mr. Collins up here. We'll have a word with him. Dalton Collins, this is Tanner Moore in the Five Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
So you're the first driver right there to kind of creep towards that 13-second barrier, underneath the 14-second barrier. What's the car handling like to you out there?
It's good and slick. Just how I like it. I mean, it's we're racing here at Old War Out Nashville with a lot of horsepower. So I mean, it's gonna be slick. A lot of power to the rear tires. So just managing that and having some fun, man. Trying to get keep the power down as much as I can, but not slip the car.
As we just seen Joshua Sexton go with a 14:20, and I think I actually missed his first lap out. We're trying to tell him to slow it down a little bit and send you drivers out. So Dalton, I'll tell you good luck, brother, and I'll send you back and just relay the message. I said to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, thank you, man.
There you have it. Now we have the young gun, Mr. Jason Raymond, going out for his 2 laps of qualifying here on his out lap. Now you notice the trend here, folks. These cars are slipping and sliding around here. It's the super late models at the world famous Nashville Fairgrounds mini oval. He comes out of turn number 2, gets the power down pretty good right there. I don't think there's going to be no complaints from that driver in that 44 machine. As he puts up a 14.24, so that's the fastest first lap of the night right there. See if he can go better with his second lap. Maybe he can put that 44 machine top of the board. And he's going to get a 14.17. Knocks Joshua Sexton back. That's going to put Jason Raymond P2 on the board. As we're going to actually pull up Jason Raymond and have a word with him in the Five Kings Net Worth booth. Jason, this is Tanner Marr in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So I watched you. You had the fastest first lap out of anybody thus far. Got a little bit quicker going to that second lap. Talk me through it. Tell me how the setup's feeling to you.
I haven't ran a lot here at this track, but I don't know if it's just me overdriving the corner, but for me it feels a little tight through center, and sometimes it likes to snap on exit. But like I said, that could be me overdriving and lack of experience at a track like this.
So we're noticing as Zimmerman actually nails it going into 1. I think it's going to be a hit. Ooh, kind of gets a little slip up there. But I'm noticing a trend that, yes, you boys are getting tight in the middle as we're going to tell you what Zimmerman goes right here this time by. That was his out lap. Or no, that wasn't. It was a 14.21, so just a few tenths off from you and a tenth back from, or a hundredth off from Sexton. The second lap back, give me 1 second, Raymond, we'll get to you. I know Zimmerman's a heavy hitter. Let's see if he goes top of the board here. He does it. But anyways, Raymond, I noticed that you were the fastest guy on the first lap. So if that translates to me that you're going to have some great short run speed, is that how you're feeling?
I mean, I haven't really done a longer run, so I mean, hopefully, because I'm not sure at the tiny track, and I'm not sure how much room these guys are going to give, because I know it's probably pretty hard to pass here, so I'm assuming it's going to be pretty aggressive early on. So hopefully, just keep my nose clean and see how I can finish the race up.
All right, and Jason, well, good luck to you, buddy. You got Brad Carpenter out on the track now. Maybe we'll be talking to you at the end.
Right,
Ooh, and Brad Carpenter's going to loop it going into turn 1. That's not what you want to see. That's going to put him starting towards the back of a heat race. Unless he can mitigate the damage somewhat on his second lap. I do think he has one more lap around. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Carpenter. I missed it when I was talking to Jason Raymond. 14.07, that's second on the board. That's putting Joshua Sexton on the bubble. It's going to be the top 4. They automatically go to the feature event. After that, you got to fight for your way in. As we got Alex Coffey in that beautiful number 7 machine. It's that white, black, and purple number 7 machine looking beautiful out there. Electing to take the high side on his out lap. Going to try to get as much speed as he can put down to the rear tires. Entering turn 2, looking pretty good. It's really smooth. That's one thing you got to be here. You got to be smooth. As he's actually electing to run the high lane on the second lap around too. He's trying to get some heat in them tires. First lap around, he went with a 14.86. Kind of slides that left front a little bit. Comes on around. Let's see where Mr. Coffey's going to put that 7 machine. 14.45. That's good for P7 on the board. So not bad, not bad. Still looking like he has a great shot tonight. Granted, he will be in the heat race, but that's never a bad thing. You got a chance to win $25 in the heat race, sponsored by Five Kings Motorsports. As we have one of the fastest from practice heading out now. That's Aiden Young in that beautiful 69 machine. I love this car. I love everything about this car. I love how it flows. If only it was a Chevy. There you see him now. Going into turn 1 and turn 2. Such a tight track. The corners are just so small. The radius is so sharp. You almost got to lean on that yellow line and just hope it sticks. First lap out, Aiden Young goes with a 14.17. See if he can best it on the second lap. That actually knocks Joshua Sexton in the 51 machine. Joshua Sexton will now go down into the heat race to try to qualify for the night's event. Aiden Young a little bit slower that time by. Went 14:43 that time by, so 14:17 best time for that driver right there. Still got Dalton Collins holding up the top dog spot as it stands right now. Just had Aiden Young go out. Chris Carroll's rolling out now. This guy right here, he has a lot of people chasing him. That Chevy Camaro every Monday night in the Crooked Line Racing Short Track Super Late Model Series. So we know he's going to be a heavy hitter. Interested to see how he's going to attack this track here. Looks like he's taking it really easy, being really smooth on the throttle and on the wheel. Let's see if we can maybe go cockpit cam this next corner. I just want to give y'all a true feel on how tight. Ooh, gets a little loose. Has to chase that car. Chris Carroll went top of the board with that last lap, though, and it ain't going to matter. That's all he needed was that first lap with a 13:83 that time by. Best lap on the board thus far. We're going to have to pull up. We'll pull up Chris Carroll and Thomas Axum in a minute because this guy right here, Axum in that 13 machine, was the fastest driver in practice. We had a 30 minutes practice session before this. Axum was the fastest. Let's see how he does this time by. Second on the board with a 13:84 100th off. Let's see if he can get better with his second lap. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it or not. Gets into the grass a little bit. This is a race for the pole right here. Axiom is going to fall short. That's going to be Chris Carroll in that 99 machine. We actually got him up in the booth right now. Chris Carroll, this is Tanner Marr in the Five Kings Network booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Tanner Marr.
Chris, I watched just how smooth you was right then. We actually jumped in your cockpit, saw you get a little loose in turn 3, so this car is getting a little upset on entry, ain't it?
Yeah, these things are a little loose entry, and if you're hard on the throttle, a lot loose off.
So you just got yourself $25 richer. I'm not sure how that equates to or $15 richer, excuse me. $15 richer. Not sure how that equates to in Canadian dollars, but still $15 richer, and you're putting it on the pole. So you know, Chris Carroll, you'll be starting in the back in the feature event. What's your outlook on the night? How do you expect tonight to roll out?
Hey, I'm pretty excited with the exchange. That's about $1,000. So
Right.
now I don't know, man. I have no idea how this deal is going to turn out. Probably, I'm guessing in the poll I'll be starting in the back, but it's going to be patient and work my way through there and see what happens, man.
Right on, right on. That's awesome though that to see you put on the pole. I knew once we got to the Dalton Collins, Thomas Axons, Chris Carrolls, I knew we were getting ready to see some sub 13 times because you boys were faster in practice. I was a little bit ashamed because I did not get to really watch practice, so I did not know what to expect coming in. But man, I can tell now you boys are gonna put on a show. The amount of pace y'all have is out of this world, and y'all are right there on top of each other with it. So I know tonight's gonna be awesome. I mean, I watch y'all on Tuesday nights come to the field, and I expect nothing less tonight.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Tough field out here, tough track. So got to keep the fenders on it and be there at the end, man.
All right, Chris, we'll be here. Maybe talk to you at the end, brother. Good luck to you.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. I'm gonna need it.
Oh, I cut him out. Mr. Axum, that number 13 machine, you got a copy? Thomas Axum. There you go. Hey, he had us muted. So, Thomas, you were fastest in practice, went second on the board. I know you wanted that pole. I could tell by how you were driving. Got a little bit low on 3 and 4 on the second lap. Do you think that's what hurt you? You think the first lap was just that much better?
I didn't want to look to see what he hit because I knew it was going to be close. So I tried to go out there and just eyeball it. And I actually looked down at my relative out of 2 on my second lap, and I saw I was second, and it just threw me off and threw that second lap out the window. But close times in practice and in qualifying, man, it's going to be fun. Me and him coming through this field. Um, I do get to start on the bottom, so I do have one advantage, but it's 150 laps, so that first run doesn't mean anything. But like he said, you just keep the fenders on it and be there at the end because first 100 laps doesn't mean nothing. There's another bonus 50 after that 100.
Exactly. I mean, you and Chris Carroll, y'all are starting on the very back row. How do you expect this to turn out? Because this is going to be, I mean, you hear a lot of tracks, oh, that track's hard to pass that. I think at the Nashville Mini, it's impossible to pass that. It's going to take that chrome horn some, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like at the end, when people are going to be as close as, like you said, Collins, Carpenter, Raymond, Carroll, myself, the only way you're going to be able to pass is going to be a little boot, scoot, and boogie. And hopefully we can be at the right end of those and make it work there and be there at the end.
The boot scoot boogie at the Nashville Mini, Thomas. Well, you've had a great tour mod season thus far. I expect nothing less, like I told Chris tonight. I expect to be talking to one of you two at the end of this thing. Maybe get yourself $60 richer. So good luck to you, Mr. Axum, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. There you have it. That was Axiom. Let's pull up. I want to queue up Joshua Sexton real quick. Now, didn't get to talk to Josh after his qualifying laps because he is the man that was helping me keep these drivers in line somewhat. So, Joshua Sexton, this is Tanner Marr on the Five Kings Network's booth. You got a copy?
I got ya.
So, you were looking as if you was going to be safe in the top four. Then your teammate Jason Raymond knocked you out a little bit, and then you had Brad Carpenter and the rest, you know. Do you think going out a little bit earlier was a disadvantage to you? Because it seemed like the guys got faster as the laps went on.
It could have been. I didn't run very good. I also didn't run very hard. I was kind of concentrating on what I needed to do next and who I needed to get out next. So,
That's the beauty of being race having right there, folks. So I told Josh, I told the drivers in the drivers meeting, let Josh have fun, let him race. But as you can see, there's one thing. Let him race. He can qualify. Let him qualify. Let him. We'll just start. We'll start him in the back.
I'm gonna start him in the. He'll start the.
Okay.
He will start the. He will start the heat from the tail.
Okay. Right there. That's a good deal. Joshua Sexton, I know we didn't interview everybody, brother. I got everybody that we could. I'll get you out of here. Let you handle what you need to handle. Good luck to you, buddy. Maybe we'll be talking to you at the end.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. Joshua Sexton, he's going to advance it pretty quick. Going to go into a 15-lap heat race. And after that 15-lap heat race, there's going to be a full invert. A full invert, I tell you. And you know that's going to be wild. You're going to put a guy like Chris Carroll, the guy that actually won the Five Kings Pole Award, designed by none other than Mark Arthur tonight. Threw us this together pretty quick. We are thankful for that. As you see, Mr. Chris Carroll right there brought it home with the Pole Award. You know, he's happy about that. He's Canadian, so that $15 is going to translate over to a little bit more cash in Canadian terms. I think that's the way the exchange rate works. Not exactly sure, but thankfully we're not here to let you know about exchange rates. We're here to bring you some great short track racing. And I wanted to let y'all know, Thursday night we'll be broadcasting a brand new series. It's a NASCAR style series that we'll be coming live with. It's Aaron Adcock is the series commissioner. He shot me a message and asked if we could come on board. And I scoped out, did a little bit of research on the league, and I thought, absolutely. Absolutely. As I'm hearing word from my race control, we are advancing the session now into the heat race from 5th on down. 5th to 15th. 5th to 14th, I do believe. 5th to 11th. Excuse me. They will be going to a heat race. Now, this determines how they're going to start in the feature. Whoever wins this feature, they'll be starting the second to back row on the outside. That's a big disadvantage. So you might see some games get played here. You may see a guy like, we'll say, Jimmy Weaver, who came in late, may elect to stay back there because he knows that's going to put him on a pole spot when it comes to the feature event here tonight. As we go through our grid here, we got Jason Raymond from Five Kings Motorsports, number 44. puts it on the pole for the heat race. Got Aiden Young. Look how close those times are, folks. So close that iRacing didn't even recognize it. It would take it down to the thousands. It just won't show us that. But you got Aiden Young starting to his outside. Another Five Kings Motorsports driver, Joshua Sexton, in that 51 machine, be rolling off P3. Then you got Brian Zimmerman, Alex Coffey, Jared Howe, Brendan Gogo, Bradley Yo, Calhoun, and then the other two are not on track. Sorry, I thought we were having technical difficulties there. Everybody actually blinked out. So I want to go through that one more time. You got Brian Zimmerman starting P4, Bradley Yo starting P5. Alex Coffey in that 7 machine. He's a winner in this Super Late Model Series on Monday nights when we were points racing. He'll be rolling off P6 in this heat. Brendan Bogo on the number 9 will be rolling off P7. That's an inside line. That's what you want to be here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Mini. Jared Howe will be taking P8. Shane Calhoun P9, and Jimmy Weaver will be starting P10. And like I said, folks, this heat race right here will determine how these drivers will start in the feature event. As you see, they're eager. They're ready to get that pace car moving. I am too. I'm ready to get the show on the road. Not a huge field here tonight, but guess what? Not a huge track. I like having a little bit condensed of a field, but even though this is a little bit smaller of a field than what we are accustomed to, you got like 15 heavy hitters out here. These are guys that can show up on another league and win a lot of races. So you get a lot of egos out here. You get a lot of talent out here. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes down. 15 laps. No caution flags. So if you wreck, you better just get that machine turned around. You better get going eyes forward, because you will not get a caution flag tonight. As that pace car is getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And it's a very hard left-hand turn due to how small this track is. Jason Raymond gets a good jump. 51 spins his tires a little bit. Got Yo actually pushing him a little bit. They're going to try to dive into turn 1. 69 is battling really good with Jason Raymond on the outside. Jason Raymond, he's a kid still. You know he wants his money. Shoots in a little high. That's going to open the door for this 69 to go in. Going to be to his inside going into turn 1. You got drivers jockeying for position to the back with 69. Trying to make that pass on the inside. The 44 is getting a little squirrely as well on the outside. You got Zimmerman. He's in the hunt as well. These drivers are racing for not only pride, not only ego, but they're racing for $25. As I'm hearing some slight contact to the back of the pack a little bit. It's showing me that Coffee wrecked. I'm seeing a gap behind drivers. Let's get an update on Coffee. They're still rolling. You got Coffee. You got Yo. You got Brendan Bogo. Jimmy Weaver. All these drivers are fighting for position. 15 laps around this very short track. They'll go by really fast. We're going to lap number 11 right here. You see the 44, he's trying to get there. Aiden Young is just really fast right now. He's got a good, solid pace. He's not letting the 44 worry him too much. He's not mirror driving. We'll say, ooh, and as I say that, it pushes up a little high. That's what's going to happen here tonight. You get to watching that mirror too much. That driver behind you is going to force you into making a mistake. And that one mistake is all it takes, and you'll be losing a spot, maybe 2 spots. As you see the 44, he is trying to get the power put down to where he can get underneath that driver, but just not able to make it stick as of now. I tell you what, boys, I'm excited for the feature event tonight. We're going to put all these guys, we're going to invert the field. The slowest qualifier will be starting on the pole, and thus far, I haven't seen anybody slow out here, but I have seen 2 fast guys. That's Chris Carroll, number 99, Thomas Axelman, and 13. You know, they're watching these boys, they're taking notes right now. They're seeing what this track's going to take, how it's going to be to pass. As I said, at 44, he's looking underneath the 69 again. We're coming to 5 laps to go this time by. 6 laps to go, excuse me. 44 is going to make it stick and possibly bring Zimmerman with him. Those cars are going to make slight contact. Zimmerman's looking to the inside of the 44 now as well. This race is heating up. As he's going to give him actually a love tap that hurt Zimmerman more than it helped him. Man, oh man, that's allowing Joshua Sexton in that 51 to actually get up there. Jason Raymond pushes out wide again. You got to be careful. You got to hit your marks on the track like this. You cannot afford to overshoot the gap, because if you overshoot it just a little bit, it's going to push you up on the exit, and then before you know it, that 13.9 second lap turns into a 14.5, and boy, you lose 6/10 on a track like this, and that's the difference from running first and last. 3 laps to go. I know Jason Raymond, he's getting nervous in there. He knows that 69 is fast. As we're coming to 2 laps to go, that time by, white flag will fly the next time by. Ooh, 69 drove it off in there like he drove off a cliff, folks. Jason Raymond, he's looking good right now. Got that machine out front. 69 hits the wall a little bit on exit. I can't wait to talk to the heat winner tonight and see what it feels like out here racing on the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds mini oval. And that's going to be Jason Raymond bringing home the checker flag at the crooked line. $100 heat race shootout. 44 machine of Jason Raymond out of 5 Kings Motorsports being the winner of the heat on 5 Kings Motorsports YouTube channel. See if we can get a word with Mr. Raymond here. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. I know he's excited. I know Jason Raymond personally, so I know he's smiling from ear to ear right now like a little kid. Jason, this is Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I can tell you're smiling about it. Yeah, I got you. So, Jason Raymond, you just got yourself $25. But what I really want to ask is, how'd the track feel right then?
It felt pretty good. I felt like I was actually better when I was behind. I believe it was Aiden. Yeah, when I was behind Aiden, I felt like I was actually better. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't as tight, but I don't know if that's just because I was following him and trying to, find a way around him. But it felt pretty good actually, and I'm looking forward to the race here.
I feel like it's always best to be the chaser versus it is being the chasee. I feel like I'm always faster if I'm able to follow somebody. So basically, like you're saying, how the car feel though? Like racing in those tight quarters, and I mean, you got people that are fast all around you. One slip up, you wash up the track, and you're losing a spot or two. Talk me through it. Like, how important is that going to be? And now you'll be starting not dead last, but you'll be starting the third car from the last. How do you think you're going to be able to make your way up through the field and do it safely tonight?
Just patience. You got to be smart, and like I race, I felt like I was a little bit faster than him through center, and I wasn't trying to make an aggressive. I mean, I was being aggressive, but I wasn't trying to make a stupid move and put myself in a bad position. I was just kind of riding around and pressuring him to make a mistake, which he ended up sliding up a little bit in turn 3, and I got underneath him. So I feel like in the feature, it's just going to be mainly about patience and not pushing yourself or pushing your car to put yourself in a bad position.
I think you're exactly right, brother. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. Let you get out there and warm up. I will say good luck. That's Jason Raymond, driver of the number 44 green machine. He stole my paint scheme, and I don't care because he put it in victory lane. That's Jason Raymond, winner of the heat race. He'll be starting the 3rd car from the very tail end of the pack at Nashville Fairgrounds, the mini oval. Good luck to you, Jason.
Thank you.
Let's see if we can get a word with Brendan Bogo here. Brendan, didn't get to talk to you after qualifying. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, watching that heat race, watching the qualifying, watching the guys out here now, this is going to be one tough track tonight, ain't it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty slick. It feels like the car loosens up a little bit, into the run there.
So do you know exactly where that number 9 machine will be starting for the feature event?
Not exactly sure where I placed out there.
I would pull it up, but then it pulls it up on the stream, so I don't want to do that. It looks a little unprofessional,
Oh, yeah, it's in for.
But I mean, either way, I've raced with you enough to know that you're plenty fast enough to make your way up. It's just going to be a patience deal, just who can make those passes and do them cleanly. You do have a fast repair tonight, but you don't want to have to use it if you don't have to, of course.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'm still kind of getting used to these short tracks, so every race is a learning experience for me. So I'm kind of getting the line down, but yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
it seems
tell
like
you
it'll be a
this,
fun race.
that you say you're getting used to the short tracks. Basically, everything you know about racing gets thrown out the window at this track. I mean, this is not your typical short track. It is a short track, obviously, but it just races. It's so weird. You basically got to run over the guy in front of you to pass him. And I'm not saying do that, but I am up in the booth, so I don't care what you boys do. Y'all can go out there and run each other over. Just make it entertaining.
10-4, man. Yeah, we'll put on a good show for you.
I know y'all will. Y'all never disappoint. That's Mr. Bogo in the 9 machine. Not exactly sure where he's starting, but look for that 9 machine to be a threat when these laps start to really count. Good luck to you, Brendan. We'll be here at the end, maybe talking to you.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. As we got drivers move back down. Got 28 seconds before they go to the grid. I don't know for sure, but I do know one thing. We got Chris Carroll. We got Thomas Axiom. 2 of the fastest drivers on the track thus far tonight. Will be starting in the back of the pack. So that's going to make things really interesting. It's going to make it really hard for me to call the action, so I do apologize. If you feel that I'm sticking on a driver for too long, just holler at me. Nick Casey, wish you could have made it tonight, brother. Would have liked to seen you out here. I know I forgot to make iRacing smaller. Mr. Mark. And I forgot how to do it, to be honest. As you see, it's got me starting on pole, but that will not be. I logged in as a driver so I could do race control and everything, and realized I could do it as a spectator, but I just... Oh, well. So you see, let's go to the race grid here. Let's see who we got, how this invert has shook everything up. And my name's going to shake everything up. Wish I really was on pole here tonight. That'd be nice. We're going to have Jimmy Weaver starting outside pole. Jared Howard will be on the pole in the 54. Sorry, I got Josh talking in my ear. Going to have Bradley Yo starting third. Let's let him start rolling first. I think Bradley Yo is actually going to be on pole. Bradley Yo is going to be your pole setter tonight. Jimmy Weaver rolling off outside row number 1. Got Alex Coffey. Then Brennan Bogo. Brian Zimmerman. Starting on the inside of the one and only Joshua Sexton. Then we got Jason Raymond. That's your heat winner from the heat race. Got up front, led the most laps, got put back a little bit. Found his way back up to the front. Won the heat race, $25 to him. With Aiden Young, that was the driver. He led some laps in the heat race, so we know he's going to be fast tonight as well. He'll be starting to his outside. Then you got Brad Carpenter back there with the 2 of Thomas Axum and Chris Carroll. This is going to be interesting tonight, folks. Bear with me here. It's going to be rough. Not sure what to expect. Not a big field out here, but like I said earlier, I'm glad we don't have a big field with the amount of drivers that, the type of track that we're at here tonight. As you see, Bradley Yo is going to lead them to the turn 1. They're still side by side. These drivers are going to try to get in where they fit in here. 150 laps at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Mini Oval. As you see that 7 car lock up the brakes a little bit. That's Alex Coffey gets in there a little bit hot. You're going to see that tonight a lot tonight too. As I see Brian Zimmerman trying to make a move, trying to get that P3 from Jimmy Weaver. I'm starting to see some movers and some shakers. But one thing's a constant. Yo-Yo is out leading the pack, and my tattletale box is going crazy. It's saying people's crash because they're clipping the cones, so that's going to be a problem tonight. I can already tell thus far. But one thing that's not a problem is that 35 machine. He's looking comfortable out front. Let's go further on back in the pack a little bit. We got Brendan Bogo on that 9, fighting on the outside with the 95 of Dalton Collins on his inside. Dalton Collins makes the stick. Oh, the race heat winner number 1, that 44, just got a little bit loose out of turn 2. As you see, Dalton Collins is trying to make a stick. He's going to go underneath that 44. And don't look now, but we got Chris Carroll leading the way with Thomas Axum behind him, trying to pick off positions one by one. Chris Carroll started 13th up to P7. As we look at Jimmy Weaver getting hounded on by the 51, he was closing in on the 28 up there in front of him. Slipped up. That's what I'm saying, folks. You slip up one little time, one mistake, and then you got a driver behind you just breathing down your neck. As we're already 8 laps into this thing, these boys are clicking off the laps and they're doing it fast. As a caution is out, actually on the speedway, yellow flag is out. Let's see if we can go back and catch what happened here. Oh, that was Brennan Bogo. Went off the track a little bit. Let's see what we got here. I think it looked as if that was, ooh, okay, now we get to see Brad Carpenter gets a little help from that 9 machine of Brennan Bogo. And you get tempers flaring on a track like this tonight. Man, oh man, that's not what you want, because you know no matter what, you will see that driver that you made mad earlier. You will see them again. It's such a short track. Bradley Yo still holding on strong out front. And we're going to make it smaller real quick. There we go. So, Bradley Yo, the invert was in his favor, putting P1. Alex Coffey's currently P2, up 5 spots since when he gridded. Brian Zimmerman up 6 spots since when he gridded. So that shows there is some passing being done, but that also tells me that guy that starts on the inside has a huge advantage. I thought about telling these boys that we're going to do the cone rule tonight. If you go to local short track racing, you understand what the cone is. Basically, you put a cone out there. If a driver wants to go low, they can go low. It basically puts it in the driver's fate in their own hands. So instead of 4th place starting on the outside, he can elect to start 5th on the inside. Or you can gamble, say you're starting 8th, nobody pulls up to the outside row number 1, you can try to go up there and risk it a little bit. And that's it's a gamble, but it can pay off, and it can pay off big. I don't think the outside is at too big of a disadvantage on corner entry into 1 and 2, just because if they can launch with the driver on the restart, the leader on the restart, they can hold that driver and pinch him down to where he's not able to use the track and go out and to the wall, feed out to the wall, and he's not able to build speed. As you see, 7 actually spins his tires. That's going to be a problem tonight, and the 51's getting spun in the back. Joshua Sexton going around in the back. Just saw a stack up of drivers in front of him, and then just ultimately nowhere to go for the other guys as they just stacked up as we bring it back here. 99, Chris Carroll, I hear him apologizing over iRacing. Oh, just gets in the back of him, but the 51, he was already lighting up them tires. You got to be careful. You got to get on it gingerly, because if you don't, that's the outcome you have right there. Joshua Sexton went from rolling 7th to rolling 11th in a blink of an eye. Luckily for that driver in the 51 machine, I know tempers might be flaring. He's a pretty level-headed guy most of the time, but you get wrecked for $100, tempers start to flare. Luckily for him, and I think he is going to go a lap down as well, so that's another bummer, as I think he'll actually get the wave around, so that's okay for him. But it's only lap 16 of 150, and you know the old saying, folks, cautions breed cautions, especially on a short track like this. The guys are fighting for everything they can on these restarts, and you have to. That's what you have to do. As you see, our pole award winner, Chris Carroll, up 8 spots from where he started, currently rolling P7 right now. He was leading the charge with Thomas Axiom following him, but due to that last little mayhem on the restart, that actually allowed Thomas Axiom to get by that number 99 machine. As we go through here, we're looking, I'm starting to scope out some of the damage on some of these vehicles. We got the 31 Got a pretty crinkled up left front. Luckily for him, it's not going to hurt that car as long as it don't hurt the balance and the handling and the suspension on the vehicle. He will be okay. As we see, the lights are off on the pace car this time by Joshua Sexton at 51. Gets the wave around. Not a lap down. Goes to the tail end of the field. These restarts right here is where the cream will rise to the top. You got to be careful. You got to be methodical about your approach. But you still need to have some sense of aggression. Because I promise you, these laps will click off fast. As the green comes out, 35 gets a great jump. 7 does as well. They're racing side by side. And the turn 1 is, ooh, we see a driver kind of lock up the tires. That's the 97 of Jimmy Weaver. Trying to get that car woed up on the binders enough. We got Zimmerman looking to the inside of Coffee. Going to make it stick. You got Brian Zimmerman trying to fight for the lead now. And he drove it in deep to the inside of the 35. Going to make it stick. My, oh, my. That's a power move right there, folks. That's a hungry driver. He wants to get out there and lead some laps. First lead change of the night right there. That's Brian Zimmerman taking the lead from Bradley Yo. As we go to our pole sitter, see how he's making his way up through the traffic. Chris Carroll in that 99. Got Dalton Collins in front of him. Dalton Collins was a third on the charts when it came to qualifying times. So we know that driver has a lot of speed in that 95 too. Next caution break, I want to give out the MF Racing Designs best paint scheme of the night too. Let me know in the chat, folks, who you got, who you think has the best paint scheme of the night thus far. And granted, take it for what they looked like before they got damaged. Because we're at the mini oval at Nashville Fairgrounds. Anything and everything will happen. And Bradley Yo lost the lead, and now he is slowly but surely falling back. Cannot get down low and just getting freight trained as cars passing by on the inside left and right. I've also noticed that Carroll has gotten in front of Axiom. Those two right there, they're going to battle all race long. But the one thing for certain, they're going to battle Zimmerman, Alex Coffey, Dalton Collins. There's a lot of speed out there on this racetrack right now. As you see Coffey, he's willing that machine. I want to go on board with Alex Coffey. I know he's a driver that goes 110% no matter what lap it is. So look at the time he lost to Zimmerman right then whenever he did spin out of turn 2 a little bit. As Chris Carroll's diving to the inside. So here's what you're about to see, folks. We're going to see if Alex Coffey can force his way down to the inside or if Axiom's going to be able to get there as well. And Axiom does get there. These two drivers, Thomas Axiom and Chris Carroll, they are trying to work their way to the front. They have done a mighty fine job at it, currently rolling P3 and P2. You got Chris Carroll hunting down Brian Zimmerman in the lead. As you see, they're starting to get kind of single filed out. They just start clicking off laps, trying to get into a rhythm. You hear people talk about racing being a rhythm track a lot. And these type of short tracks, like the Fairgrounds Mini, this is such a rhythm track because you're not on the throttle very long at all. You're hard back into the brakes, and you just do that over and over and over. You pick out a mark on the track. It may be something as simple as a black line on the track, a black mark. And in your head, you say, okay, that's where I'm braking at, or that's where I'm lifting at every time. And that's where the mental aspect of racing comes, because you got to be disciplined. You can't just think, okay, I'm going to shoot over that black line by half a car and try to be a little bit faster. Because when you do that, that's when you overshoot the corner, and then you got a guy like the 99 who's going to try to get underneath you the minute you push up just a little bit. Another thing I want to hit on, you notice that it's starting to get dark here at the track. That's going to change the whole dynamic of how this car feels on this racetrack. As it starts to get a little bit darker, sun gets off the track, it's going to get a little bit cooler. That's going to give this racetrack a lot more grip. And that means these drivers, I expect the times to pick up, even though they don't have any extra tires. I do expect the times to pick up. They're still turning 14:22s that time by. So, I mean, they're right there at their best lap still. As we go back to Bradley Yo and that 35 machine. Got out here and led the first 20 or so laps. Currently rolling P5, not looking terrible. As we got a caution on the speedway. Dalton Collins is telling me he crashed. Caution is out on the speedway. As you see, the 95 gets to the inside of the 97 right there a little bit. Kind of got the door closed in on him. And then the 44 just gets in there a little hot and just sends the 95 around. Heads up move by the rest of the drivers not hitting that car as he was spinning. But Dalton Collins, I know he's not very happy right now as well. As the 44, Jason Raymond, the young gun for 5 Kings Motorsports, gets in there a little hot. And I mean, I'm going to call it like I call it. Just basically ran that driver over. That's what I was mentioning earlier, folks. You don't want to make enemies on a track like this. And Dalton Collins, he's a fast driver. He will get there again. That's Frank Barb just sent me a funny message. That's hilarious. Mark, if you want, you can jump in here with me. If you jump in crooked, I'll move you into the booth, brother. We can call a little bit of short track racing action together, my friend. Oh, I actually forgot. We got to do a best paint scheme award. Folks, I will get it on the next caution. I think I've already wasted too much time sitting here looking at comments, stuff like that. 13 car does look cool. That's Thomas Axum. And then that 7 car of Alex Coffey. Both of them cars look good. That 35 looks good. I'm kind of biased to the 44, but that's just because that's my paint scheme, just different colors. And Jason Raymond basically stole it from me, but that's neither here nor there. I like that 69 machine as well for the MF Race Designs Pest Paint. It's going to be tough. I like the 95s too. I'm a fan of a lot of paint schemes. I love looking at good paint schemes. And that 95, although it is plain on the hood, it looks really good and really sharp on the side. As I'm thinking the lights are off on the pace car. They're going to double them up 2 by 2. Fields is in the hands of Brian Zimmerman. Got Chris Carroll, a teammate of Brian Zimmerman, on the outside. Got the always aggressive Thomas Axiom. Always aggressive, number 7, behind him. Coffee. Zimmerman gets a great start. Going to bring the 13 up alongside the 99. As I'm hearing drivers chatter, they are not happy right now with what transpired there. As you see the 7 driving in there deep. I'm telling you, that 7, he has one goal, one mission. That's to get to the front. That's the first driver all night to break up the 1399 little pairing as they've tried to make their way up through the field. You got the 13 of Thomas Axiom trying to get by Zimmerman, but Zimmerman's a veteran on sim racing and racing in general. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes. So Thomas Axiom's going to do what he's doing right now and basically force the issue. Drive that car off in there in the turn 1. Going to get side by side maybe. Zimmerman not going to close the door on him. Going to give that driver plenty of room. And I think that's going to be it right there for Zimmerman. Going to have to try again another day. Basically let Thomas Axiom go there and try your hand later on. As we see Jason Raymond got tangled up a little bit in the restart. Oh, we got the 28 bumping and banging the 13 a little bit. This is what we wanted, folks, when we came to Nashville Fairgrounds. Jason Raymond better get the move on. Had a little bit of trouble on the restart. Lost a lot of time on track. Look at that car. That car is damaged. He's probably down on power. He's facing a lot of disadvantages right now. But the one thing is, he has to keep eyes forward. Don't go a lap down. He's just praying for a caution to fall. As you see, that car is destroyed. That 44 machine, tough break. He's pinching second place down. He's climbing the wall. He's off-roading. He's going to hit the outside wall again. Oh, Jason Raymond has destroyed that vehicle. But you got Thomas Axiom in that 13 machine pushing strong. He's got some right front fender damage as well. So there's not really a clean car out here anymore. As you see them brakes, they're really starting to glow. That shows that these drivers, they're hard on the brakes. As we give a fans in the stands point of view here. So when I go down here to this track, this is the view right here I have. I'm a little bit further over to the left. I like to sit right in the middle where the flag stands at. But nonetheless, this is a perfect view right here. This is the eye in the sky view of how these drivers are working their way around this track here. As we gotta give an update on Joshua Sexton. I'm pretty sure this driver was involved in the incident. He was for sure. Got some significant damage on that ride. Needs a caution. They do have a fast repair. It's in the pits, so you know those drivers that do have damage, they are wanting that caution to finally fly so they can get that damage fixed and hopefully make it the rest of the way without needing another fast repair because you only got one in your pocket. Like you see Coffee, he is trying to get there. Listen to how hard he's on the throttle. Wide open. He's gradually getting on it, but then just goes wide open as quick as he can. Thank you, Matt, for the Five Kings Network. Looking good. Had a viewer basically just submit that to us, and we appreciate it more than what they'll ever know. Had no idea they were making it. Very, very happy with how it turned out. As nothing's changed up front except the lap count. Coming to lap 60 this time by, Thomas Axiom has opened up a very sizable lead over Brian Zimmerman in that 28. And then you got Chris Carroll even further back behind him. That last time by, Thomas Axiom with a 14:48, fastest car on the track. Next closest to him was Brian Zimmerman with a 14:59. Viewers out there, who do you got? Who do you got winning tonight's event? Got Thomas Axiom out front right now, but we do know all it takes is a caution, is an incident, is one lapse of judgment, one mistake, and that can derail somebody's whole race. Axiom's a veteran. He don't make a whole lot of mistakes, so he's looking really good. But on such a small track like this, you know lap traffic will come into a play. It's not a matter of when, if, it's a matter of when, because it's going to happen. So let me know who you got out here, who you think's going to be able to bring home the $60 and the bragging rights of winning the $100 Crooked Line Shootout. I know a driver that did not want to see the 13 get by another car. That was Jason Raymond in the 44. He's now shown as the second guy lap down. He's no longer in the lucky dog spot. That car is hurt really bad. He needs a caution quick. He's in actually a big deal of trouble. Got Joshua Sexton coming up to him now. But Jason Raymond, he's in big trouble going 2 laps down because the pace that Thomas Axiom has right now is off the charts. It's Chris Carroll, number 99, fastest car on the track that time by. As I go to check the chat, who do we got, folks? Who's going to bring home the W tonight? Let me know. Let me know who your favorite driver is. And I just had the hiccups. I do apologize. But let me know. Who do we got tonight? Who's your favorite driver? Mark, that 13 is on rails, brother. He is. We've seen this just about every week out of Thomas Axiom, but he can be beat. And there's some drivers out here that I know can do it. He's just looking strong right now, as he's opened it up to almost 2.5 seconds over Brian Zimmerman. But I'm seeing that the gap was closing really fast. I thought maybe Axiom got in lap traffic. Let's go on board with Axiom, see what it's looking like out of his cockpit. Never really hitting full throttle very hard and very much. I'm not sure if that car actually ever does get full throttle. And now I want to go to the likes of Zimmerman. Let's see what his sounds like on the front stretch. Okay. Look how much deeper Zimmerman's driving it in than Thomas Axiom. And you want to tell me that slow is fast is not the truest thing ever. Sometimes slow and steady is much faster than just all out. It's just driving styles. It's just everybody has a different driving style. And Brian Zimmerman, he's pushing harder right now, not only to try to catch Axiom, but he's also pushing harder because he has that 99 just breathing down his neck right now. That 99, yes, he is a teammate to Brian Zimmerman, but that 99 wants to win worse than anybody out here on the track, and he's just waiting for one mistake from Zimmerman, and he'll be there to capitalize on that one mistake. Still, Thomas Axiom out front. He's opened up the lead to almost 3.5 seconds now. It's looking like the Nashville Fairgrounds Mini is just his playground, and everybody else just happens to be playing in it. But there's still a lot of racing left to go as we just crossed halfway point. Ooh, we got a caution out on the speedway. I think it was Alex Coffey went around. No, right in front of the leader. Oh, Miss Coffey. We got a Kelly Coffey in the chat. I am sorry to inform you that Alex Coffey just went around, but I don't think his race is going to be too bad off. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, got into the wall a little bit. Got a little bit of help from the 31. Going in turn 1 and 2, just really high up. Fighting for everything he can. Gets turned by the 35 to the outside wall. Car scatter going everywhere. And you got the leader coming. Ooh, that could have been bad. Almost head-on collision. Heads up driving by not only Thomas Axiom, but Alex Coffey right then. He realized the leader was coming. He stopped. Went a lap down, sadly. But all in all, still a very respectful move by Alex Coffey right then to not interfere with the race leader right then. You're right, Mark. Consistency. That is key. That will win you the race every single time, just about. Miss Kelly Coffey, I think Alex will be okay. I think he'll need another caution, I'm sure, to get back on the lead lap. Let's get an update on Jason Raymond, see if he's able to get that damage fixed. Man, oh man, that car is killed. Currently showing 1 lap down. Not exactly sure what he's doing. Did not take a fast repair right then. Maybe he had it unchecked, pulled into his box. Let's wait. We'll keep the camera on him one more time around. Not going back down pit lane. I'm not sure. I'm going to pull that driver up and ask him a question real quick. Jason Raymond, this is Tanner Marr in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Won't you just park that hunk of junk and come up here and comment with me? You not have a fast repair?
Nah, I have my fast repair, but I'm hanging on to it. The car's not too bad, but it's just unfortunate.
The car's not too bad. You don't have a straight piece on that thing anywhere.
Hey man, it felt all right. So if it's feeling all right, I'm just gonna roll with it. Yeah.
All right, good luck, brother. You'll watch this broadcast back and you'll be like, man, I should have took that fast spread. Good luck to you, Jason.
Probably. Thanks.
They're going green flag racing this time. Thomas Axiom gets a great jump. Ooh, these drivers are wrecking behind him. I seen the 31 going around. That's going to bring out a quick caution. Cautions breed cautions, folks, on the speedway. Caution is out on the speedway. Had Brad Carpenter getting sent around this time on the restart. This is the second time it's happened tonight. Actually, the third time, but the second time it's created a caution. Let's see what happens here. Fires off and just gets loose. Just loses it. No help on his own, or no help at all. Did it all on his own. And like somebody said in the interview earlier, a lot of power out here on these short tracks. And you put that much power down, you try to go that full throttle that early, you see what happens. Guys, we're going to see if these drivers that do have damage, if they're electing to take a fast repair. Nope, nobody's electing to pit, take a fast repair. They're holding on to it. Coming to lap 87 of 150 this time by. So let's go through, we'll do the MF Racing Designs best paint of the night. Let's see who we're going to give it to. So you got Thomas Axiom in the 13, Chris Carroll in the 99, Zimmerman. I'll be honest, folks. I'll be completely honest. It's really hard to do. But I think it's going to have to go to none other than Aiden Young. That 69 machine, it's plain kind of, but that's not to say that guys like Bradley Yo, that's a beautiful car. Then you got guys like the 44, that was a beautiful car. Brad Carpenter, Alex Coffey. I mean, there's a lot of good looking rides out here from Runts Racing and that number 7 machine. Little beat up, but he'll be okay. He'll keep it rolling. But your MF Racing Designs best paint of the night from me, Tanner Marr, goes to the number 69 machine of Aiden Young. As the lights go off on the pace car, they're going to re-rack them. Try it again. Try not to spin them tires. Can Chris Carroll, can he have anything to do for the 13? Or can the 28 get back up there and reclaim his glory? 99 gets a great jump. Actually got by the 28. 28 looked low a little bit. They're side by side behind him racing. As you see, Thomas Axiom, ain't nothing changed but the laps on the counter. Still up front. Got Chris Carroll trying to chase behind him that time by. Chris Carroll, fastest car on the track. That would give a little bit different perspective. Look at this track. This is a beautiful track as these guys blow by you. There is a lot of speed in this track. You do hit some pretty good speed that we're seeing Brad Carpenter actually come off pit road. You don't have a lot of on throttle time, but you do pick up some speed. Ooh, we got drivers actually hitting the wall a little bit. I think that was Bradley Yo, bounced it off the outside wall on the front stretch. Getting hounded by the 97 of Jimmy Weaver, and then Jimmy Weaver's being hounded by Joshua Sexton. Jimmy Weaver gets a little bit loose that time. Going to allow Bradley Yo to get a little bit of a breathing room gap, but not too much. That time by Chris Carroll, again, fastest guy on the track. So he's turning some quick laps. Just, is it enough to actually get to Thomas Axiom? We're coming to close to 50 to go. Lap 97 this time by. These laps are going by fast. You got 13-second laps, 14-second laps. So if you're going to make a move, you can't just wait around. You got to start thinking about what you're going to do now to try to knock Axiom off his post. I'm noticing Axiom, he's actually going way below that yellow line. They do that in real life. You'll see them kick up dust all the time in real life. And I've talked to drivers, and they say that's about the only way you can get the car to rotate is get down there in the grass. And it's almost like that's what Axiom's simulating right now. He's going down there really, really low. Chris Carroll's about the only one else that's also doing that. But the rest of the drivers are kind of arcing it a little bit, but they're going down really low underneath that yellow line, cutting the track as much as they can. If you was in there with the Powerpuff Girls late model, you wouldn't have won best paint, even though it was painted by the paint booth god himself, MF Racing Designs. Michael Falk, check him out on Facebook. He'll hook you up with a good-looking paint scheme. Not only is it one of the best-looking cars that you'll get, it's affordable, and you just can't beat that. Timely, affordable, and looks good. Right, Marky said Jason Raymond said his tires, car felt fine, whatever piece of the car was left. And he, like you said, left 50% of the tires on the wall from climbing it. As Thomas asked him, he's stretching it out, folks. He was the fastest on the track that time. Giving an update on this pack right here. We got Bradley Yo. Got out front. Thanks to the invert. Led some laps. You got Alex Coffey doing a power move going to the inside. I'm telling you, that 7 car is coming, folks. 7 is coming. He goes 110% every single lap, and I promise you right now is no different. He's currently showing us P8. That will change because he is going to do everything in his power to try to get up there to the front. He's just got 7 other fast guys with the same mentality out in front of him, so it's just going to be a battle of who can do it. As I'm actually getting to be really impressed with Thomas Axiom. Chris Carroll, he's so fast in these super late models. So fast. He's won like 4 or 5 races in our regular season. But Thomas Axiom, he has something figured out. It's all clicking to him right now. He's got a 2-second lead over Chris Carroll in second place. As we go to the MF Race Designs best paint of the night, Aiden Young. He's a pretty newcomer to the Crooked Line stable. Started racing with us about 2 weeks ago in the modified series. Decided to come out for the super late models tonight because it was open for anybody. Let me know beforehand he was going to start racing with us, so he's going to be a fixture on your screen every Monday night on the OSR Network YouTube channel. That will bring you the coverage live every Monday and Tuesday night. As you see, he is trying to work over that 28. It's ooh, the 28 gets into the wall a little bit. It's one thing to get to that driver in front of you. It's a whole different ball game when you go to try to pass him, though. And that's what we're seeing. We've saw it all night. But look at the gap that Aiden has behind him. They're in a car really in sight, so he can take his time working over the 28. But, like I mentioned, he can't take a whole lot of time because 14-second laps. Before you know it, we'll be on lap 140, 145. And then you ain't got very much time left in the bank then. At that time by, Chris Carroll was actually the fastest on the track, so he can show to be just as fast, if not a little bit faster than Thomas Axiom. But he's not able to put it all together and do it consistently. And like Mark Arthur said in the chat, consistency is what wins these races. Yes, it's great to come out and be fast for a lap or 5. But if you can be fast over 35 laps and then translate that over to 150 laps, that's what ultimately wins championships. That's what wins races. And that's what we're seeing from that 13 machine. That beautiful pink car of the number 13 Thomas Axiom Chevy Camaro looking mighty fine out front as he's coming up on Brandon Bogle. That number 9 is going to be lap traffic out of his windshield pretty quick. As Thomas Gross said, the 28 hands down best paint. I got to admit, I'm a fan of that 28 as well. I like the colors he picked to go with it. There's not a paint scheme out here I dislike. I mean, I like them all. So it's somebody like me that loves paint schemes as much as I do. I collect die casts. I have hundreds of dollars worth of die casts. So like I am a paint scheme freak. So somebody, you put me in charge of picking the best paint scheme and I just can't do it. It's like you asking your wife or fiance or significant other where you want to eat at tonight, and they don't know. They say, whatever you want, and that's just basically me. I like all these paint schemes out here tonight. They see Bogo going to give Thomas Axiom the racing line. I'm surprised he did that because he don't want to go a lap down, but that's racing etiquette right there, and you saw that. That was pretty good. You see the 44 actually go really wide right then. The 7's actually bouncing it off the wall again. Alex Coffey, you got Kelly watching you. Don't be shy now, young son. As a 13 of Thomas Axiom is actually getting to a cluster of lap cars. If I'm these lap guys, I got to go. I don't want to hold up the leader, but I also don't want to go a lap down either. So it's going to put somebody like this in a tight spot. What do you do here? Jason Raymond's already a lap down. He's fighting to not go another lap down. He wants to stay on the lead lap. He should have took that fast spread though, because I know that car is not handling the way it should. As we go to Joshua Sexton, he's worked his way up to P5. I didn't even mean to switch the camera. I want to go back to that battle, see what the leaders does. So the leader's going to get by Alex Coffey. That's going to put Coffey one lap down. See if the 13 is able to get to the 44. I'm sure he is with that much damage on the 44. Jason Raymond's just a kid. He don't understand. He don't listen. So he'll learn through taking hard lessons, and that's what he's about to do because that 13 is getting ready to take him to school and say you should have took your fast prayer. As you see Raymond get a little bit loose right then. Will Thomas Axiom put our heat winner a lap down? We got 25 laps to go at the historic Nashville Fairgrounds mini oval. It's not a track you see these cars race on. Normally they're on the big oval. We decided to switch it up, put a little bit of money on the line, raise the stakes a little bit on such a short track. So who's going to rise to the top? And you see Jason Raymond, he is fighting for his life, trying to stay on the lead lap, or only one lap down, shoots high. And look now, boys, that 99, he is there. He has got to the 13. What will happen here? 13 was almost 2/10 faster. Now, granted, the 99 was almost 2/10 faster. Granted, the 13 was dealing with some lap traffic. Got slowed up a little bit. Going to see if Chris Carroll can use that to his advantage as we're coming to 22 laps to go. I am losing my voice. Take me a swig of my Raised Energy. Use promo code 5Kings. Get you 20% off. As we're 21 laps to go this time. Going to be 20 to go this time by. It's go time now, boys. It's make or break. It's time to let them hang. Go for everything. Go for gold, as they'll say. That time by, Chris Carroll's over a half a tenth faster. Let's see if it's able to pay off in the long run. I think he's been saving his equipment. Let's go on board with that 99 machine and see what he's feeling in that car. I'm noticing right off the bat, look how much they're cranking this wheel to the left. Just cranking that wheel, and that's telling me how tight that car is. And then look what it does on exit. It unloads. So Mark Arthur, he's like a coach. He works for me all the time. I got a bad habit of cranking the wheel. And the minute you over crank it, you get on the throttle, you see what happens. Chris Carroll's turning to the right, trying to catch that car from spinning out. And that's what's happening. He has so much wheel input in it. He puts the throttle down. Boom. Car starts to get loose. But he likes seeing out his windshield. 2-lap cars that Thomas Axiom has to find his way around. It's going to be a battle. As a 31 just went up, just gave him the space. Gave him the real estate. Let him go. Let the 99 go. Heads up. Great move by Brad Carpenter. Letting the leaders duke it out. As we're coming to 15 laps to go, this is starting to get heated up, boys. If you made a pick earlier, you better change your pick now because it's looking like the Thomas Axiom and Chris Carroll show. As we're 14 laps to go that time by, Chris Carroll was actually almost a full tenth off Thomas Axiom. Maybe Thomas Axiom left a little bit in the tank, didn't use it all up. Going to try to save it for the last 10 laps or so. 13 laps to go that time by. And almost a tenth off again was Chris Carroll. As Thomas Axiom, he's stretching it back out a little bit more in that 13 RKM machine. And if I do recall, I think his other sponsor is Bernie Liquors. So shout out to Bernie Liquors for coming on board and sponsoring a fellow sim racer. I cannot tell you how much we love, each of us love support from all these companies. It means the world to us. When we can get on here, we can win a race and shout out the sponsors. I know it makes y'all happy, but I promise you it makes that driver happy too. And Thomas Axiom looking good right now. And the one good news for Thomas Axiom, I'm only seeing one car in front of him that's going to be a contender or a lap down contention, and that's Jimmy Weaver. He does not have a whole lot of traffic out front. And we're under 10 laps to go, presented by BAM Racing Videos. Check out BAM Racing Videos on YouTube.com. If you like sim racing, we got you covered here on 5 Kings Motorsports. If you like real racing, that's BAM Racing Videos. He goes through all these famous local short tracks. You name it, he's been there. Hickory, the Speedrome, Figure 8 racing, dirt tracks, Charlotte, you name it. BAM Racing Videos has been there covering it. He does huge super late model events, huge dirt events. That's BAM Racing Videos. Check them out on YouTube. As you see the 13 crossing that start finish line. We're 6 to go this time by. Still a little bit faster that time around the track. Going to be 5 to go this time by. I don't think nothing's changed except the lap timers. Like Mark Arthur said in the chat earlier, that 13's on rails. If we give an update on the 28, he's actually falling back just a little bit. We saw that 28. He jumped out early, got a really good lead, and I think he just kind of asked too much out of his tires too soon. I want the fans at home, I want y'all to notice something. Look when Axiom's coming out. Look where he's driving. You see how dark that is on the surface? Where it gets really dark? That's rubber from these tires. So these boys are using a lot of tires. They're putting it down the track. It does give more grip, but the times have fallen off about almost close to a second from where they was in the race. We're 2 laps to go this time by. Well, Thomas Axiom, well, he put together 4 perfect corners right here. We're 1 lap to go this time by. White flag is out, final lap. All Thomas Axiom has to do is go down here 2 more times, make 2 good corners, and he's going to be $60 richer, and he's going to be the winner of the first ever Crooked Line Short Track Shootout presented by 5 Kings Motorsports. That's Thomas Axiom in the 13 machine. Got Chris Carroll bringing it home P2. Brian Zimmerman's riding his way out of turn 4. Going to finish P3. Aiden Young P4 with Joshua Sexton rounding out your top 5. We're going to let Mr. Axiom come around here. I'm sure he's going to elect to burn it down, as so many famous drivers have done here in real life. He's going to do it himself here. The likes of Darrell Waltrip, Sterling Marlin, Chad Chaffin. The list goes on and on with the guys that have burned it down right here, and add Thomas Axiom to the virtual world of burning it down at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Thomas Axiom's your race winner. Chris Carroll, P2. Brian Zimmerman jumped out and led some laps early. Brought it home, P3. As we're going to pull up Mr. Zimmerman now. Going to have a quick chat with Zimmerman. Talked to him a little bit earlier before we went live. Going to talk to him now. Zimmerman, this is Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Tanner, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing good, buddy, and you was doing really good early on in this race. I watched you get out front, and I'm not sure if others felt like it, but I felt like nobody had anything for you. Do you think it was just a case of maybe you burnt your stuff up too quick? Talk me through your race.
Well, I wasn't faster than Chris or Aiden. They both had a little bit on me. I was trying to get some distance on them. I could say I burnt my right front up a little bit when I was out front there, but no, they were just a little bit, had too much for me tonight. I wouldn't have been able to hold them off even if I was saving.
They were fast. They came up through the pack, but one thing for certain, you were matching lap times with them there for a long time. So nothing to hold your head down about. And that 28 was looking good.
Well, thank you, bud. I appreciate it. Yeah, once they got by me, when we got that long run right there at the end, I started saving a little bit, hoping we'd get a caution. I'd have a little bit better tire for them. But we never got that caution. It was a nice, clean race there. That last, we ran about 70 laps there at the end.
Yep.
Green flag. So good job by everybody in the race. But I was hoping for, about a 10-lap shootout there with some fresher tires, but just didn't get it. But those guys were fast, and yeah, congratulations to Thomas. Great run, man. He had everything. He had us covered tonight.
Right on, Zimmerman. If you could, do me a favor. Let me know what your tires were real quick. Go to your garage, and I'm curious to see what tire wear was actually like here tonight at the fairgrounds.
All right, my right front was 83, right rear 86.
Okay, so that wasn't too bad. So you actually managed really, really good then. So
yeah, y'all did a great job on the setup. It was this is a tough little track to put these super lates on with all this power to put it down, but y'all did a great job on the setups.
Well, y'all did an even better job out there running it, buddy. Yeah, y'all put on a show. Y'all really did.
Well, we appreciate y'all putting it on and everything y'all do. 5 Kings, and we just appreciate it.
Right on. What else? Who else makes that 28 go so fast? Let me hear the sponsors.
Well, we'd like to thank USA Firearms. They're on the car, so we appreciate their sponsorship, and also we'd like to thank those guys over at Pit Lizard Performance. We run around with them a little bit too, but A51 Pros, the team I'm on, and we appreciate all their hard work too.
Well, right on. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman, for coming out. I'm sure we'll see you either tomorrow or next Monday for sure, and we'll be out there battling together. Good run tonight, and good podium finish, brother.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great week. We'll catch y'all later.
Thank you, buddy. There you have it. That was Mr. Zimmerman, number 28. Got out and led some laps early, but had some heavy hitters. You got Axiom and Carroll starting the field. It don't matter whether they're starting at in the field. If they're starting in the field somewhere, they're gonna be a threat. Talking to second place finisher Chris Carroll. This is Tanner Marr in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, sir.
So Chris, you fell just one spot short. I know you're gonna be bummed out about that because you're a competitor like all of us are. Coming into the night, was you expecting to be as strong as what you really was? I mean, you started in the very back because you won the pole and had to race your way up through the field.
Um, I didn't know what to expect. I never run here before. A lot of cars, a lot of big wide cars, a lot of power on the track. So I wasn't sure if we could get up through there, if you could pass. It was going to be a big wreck show. I had absolutely no expectations running in there. I liked the track. It was fun to drive, but I had no idea how it was going to play out there. We're going to die in a wreck or
Right. I'll be honest, and just from the Five Kings owner side of things, I'm glad you didn't win because that's going to be like 50 extra bucks we had to shell out since you were the pole sitter and starting the back. So wasn't rooting against you or anything. I'm just saying, but in all seriousness though, Thomas was just on rails tonight. Do you think if there was that late race caution, you think that could have shook it up a little bit because lap times were actually really close there at the end of the race?
Yeah, I think the race happened about 50 laps into the race. It was
Yep.
decided there. Me and Tom were running second and third, and Tom started on the bottom and I started on the top. And I think he got out front real quick. I noticed he pushed to get out there real quick. He knew what I knew, that if you can get out there and
Right.
save that right rear, you got a good chance.
So I actually, if you watch the broadcast back, it was about there was a caution around lap 60, and I didn't necessarily say on the broadcast this is for the race, but I said you watch these two, whoever's leading in these two, they're going to follow each other through the pack, and that's just the way the restart shook out. It puts you on the outside, and Thomas, being the smart racer and fast guy that he is, he knew I got to get away from Chris Carroll, and that's what he did. He got up there as quick as he could, and you was on the outside, but. I know we've already heard from one of your teammates. Let's hear them again. Give me some sponsors and some shout outs for that number 99 car.
I got to thank USAFirearms.com. Brian Zimmerman actually owns that. So
Oh,
any
right
guys
on.
are going to buy stuff, you can go there and talk to him and let him know I sent you. Pit Lizard Performance. And I got to thank Larry Bell, my spotter. He's always working hard to give me the info. He wasn't here tonight, but he's always working hard to give me the info to get to the front. So I was on my own tonight.
That's actually really impressive to be out here on your own with the iRacing spotter around this little bitty track. Not very much room to give and take on. So that's Chris Carroll, number 99, brought it home one spot short, but still brought it home on the podium, finished P2. Congratulations, Chris. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night in the modifieds.
So for Tanner, I'm going to make an apology to Josh Sexton. I got into him on a restart, and I'm not sure what happened, if it was net code or he missed the shift.
I will tell you, I want to interrupt you because he spun his tires before it happened. There was nowhere for you to go. We went back and watched it twice, so that's why I know that. But you can go back and watch it as well, see what you think. But yeah, that's what we saw. It looked like he just lit the back tires up, and basically what happened at Thompson. Just too much power in these cars.
10-4, man. I appreciate that. I'm still going to send out an apology. But
Right, I got you.
It makes me feel a little better. I never
Right.
want to be out there wrecking people. So
Right. Oh, Chris Carroll out there destroying the field again. Way to go. I'm just playing with you, brother. Good race tonight. Good P2. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy. And then there was one. This guy was on rails all night. Once he got out front, it was nobody else's race. This is Thomas Axe. I'm Tanner Marr in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So coming in tonight, did you just know it's Nashville? I'm fast. I got him covered. Or was you really worried starting in the back tonight? Shoot me straight.
Honestly, coming into this track, I've never driven this car on this
None of us have. None of us.
Yeah. But I did do some practice laps. I turned about 50 practice laps before the session even started. So I'm gonna say that played a big factor into it. I did a lot of practice coming into this. So coming into the race, I knew about the invert, so I knew it was coming from the back, and passing was going to be a little hard, but just be consistent. Got to be lower than everyone else, and just let it roll. Got to really let these cars roll.
So I want to talk to you about the setup a little bit because it's no secret you're with Ryan Coon Motorsports. You help promote them. We are tied in with McConey, so everybody that's on a setup shop basically gets good setups. Setup looked a little tight tonight, though, didn't it? It looked like y'all were really cranking the wheel on center, and that made it loose on exit. How'd you feel about the car? What did it feel like to you?
Honestly, I really liked the car. Like, that's how I'd want my car to drive. Not necessarily as tight, but I mean it's a fixed setup and it's supposed to be equal
Right.
and balanced for everyone, and that's exactly what that was. I believe. Um, Maybe a little bit more staggered, but besides that, I thought that was a balanced car. Cautions, just when cautions come out, car tightens up. It's just natural. Nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Definitely just have to start cars out looser when there's going to be a lot of yellows. But I'd say car was very balanced and very racy. Definitely no two groove, but
Right.
crossovers definitely could have been a thing tonight. Um, just glad we were able to hold him off. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Chris Carroll. I've been on this game with him for a long time, so it's pretty cool to be battling with that guy. I mean, he beat me on the pole, and I practiced for that pole. He beat me. He came out here and he had no laps. He beat me. So
I was surprised to
um,
see that. I was. I was.
yeah, shout out to him for that. That was huge. I was like, wow.
But I mean, like I was telling Chris on the broadcast, about 50, 60 laps in, when you fired off on the inside, I think that's what sealed the deal. Now, granted, you did have obviously the best pace on the night, so you could have got up there anyways, I'm sure. But when you got away from Chris Carroll, that allowed you to get up to the front, and you made the most of it. Got up there and led like the last 70 or so laps. So congrats to you, Thomas. That's $60 richer, and then I don't know, man. I mean, just impressive altogether. Brought it out here tonight. Started on the final row, not dead last, but pretty much dead last, and won the race. Give me some sponsors list or whatever that makes that 13 and yourself so confident and so fast coming out here every week.
Yeah, Joel, shout out to you for putting this thing on. I love going back and watching them. And money or not, I love coming out and racing. Like great group of guys, guys like guys like Chris Carroll make you want to keep coming back and racing. Gives you a run for your money and clean and always respectful. He makes a little mistake, he PMs you. I'm like, dude, no worries, man. We're having fun. We're racing.
Right.
I love a league like that. I've been in here for a little while. I'm excited for tomorrow night. Get after it with the Crooked Line Tour Modified guys. But so just shout out to you, the whole Crooked Line guys, all the Five Kings guys, and then my sponsors, my RKM Setup Shop, Bernier's Liquor, Studio 10 Designs.
Right on. I got so it's Bernier's Liquor, Raccoon's Raccoon Motorsports Sales Shop, and who was the other?
Studios 10 Designs.
Studio 10 Designs. I guess that's who does your paint schemes, right?
Yes, sir. RS Center.
There you go, buddies. All right, that's Thomas Axiom. Brought it home P1 tonight. He's a fixture up here in Victory Lane and Crooked Line. You can see him on track tomorrow on the OSR Network Tuesday night at Langley and Tour Modifieds. Thomas, congratulations tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
You too. I want to pull up. We are going to do just a few more. I want to talk to Joshua Sexton and I want to talk to Jason Raymond. Just because they're on the team, they helped me put the event on. First, I'm going to throw it over to Jason Raymond and say, I told you so. You should have got the damage fixed.
Yeah, I regret that now. I was kind of just hoping for a caution to get me back on the lead lap, and it never came. As we got that long green flag run, the car was just getting worse and worse. So I kind of riding around. I mean, it was still fun, short track, very short track actually. So you're racing people like constantly. So it was still pretty fun, and definitely looking back on that, I feel like I should have got the damage fixed, but it's all right. It was still fun.
Well, right on. So just glad I could say I told you so. Mr. Sexton alive, I think. Sorry, folks. Had a brief hiccup right then. Joshua Sexton, you got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
So, not sure if we're still alive or not, but if we are, I remember one of the restarts, you lit the tires up a little bit. Chris Carroll got into you. Did you spin the tires on the restart, or did Chris get into you? I wanted to. It was hard to tell on the replay.
I started to spin the tires.
Okay.
What was weird, and I'm actually looking at the replay. There was a little bit of a weird glitch too because I started to spin the tires, but it wasn't like all I did was like I wasn't getting ready to spin. I just slowed, I didn't press the gas down anymore. I'm like, oh, it's not going, it's not going. But when you look at the replay, it looks like I missed a shift. Like literally, it looked like
Right.
the car. You could see the car like surge almost, like
Well,
right before he hit me.
in my mind, I
But
thought you shifted to third, and it just
no.
didn't like it and said
Well,
no.
well, I was literally it when I took off. I couldn't hardly hit the throttle because it was spinning the tires.
Right.
But and then I went to go into third, and then I got hit. But if you look at the replay, it literally looks like the car surged like almost to a stop. So there was something that happened there. There was nothing Chris could have done about it. I
Right.
mean, it was a dead. I mean, there was nothing you could do about
It
it.
was Thompson all over again, wasn't it? Except this time, Chris was not the one spinning his tires, and I wasn't out there to get collected.
Well, yeah. Again, if you look at the replay, it just something
It
really
was.
looked
It looked
weird.
weird. It looked weird.
It was a weird glitch a little bit because the car, if you look at his replay, basically it was like, and even looking at his in car, you could see me take off, and then all of a sudden it was like boom, I'm right, he's right on me, and it was like, okay, well, I didn't miss a shift, but it looked like I missed a shift, so obviously something occurred there. I don't know, probably like a little bit of a glitch type deal or something. So wasn't
Well,
nothing, he couldn't do anything about it. So
right. Well, brother, we've been out here tonight. We've been here for a while. It's been fun. It's been real fun. We're gonna wrap it up here tonight. This has been the Crooked Line $100 Shootout, presented by Five Kings Motorsports, brought to you by Five Kings Network, a branch off of what started as a racing team, Five Kings Motorsports. You just heard from one of the founding members, Joshua Sexton. He's my lead admin. He is the lead admin. He's my right hand man in everything that we do. Came home a little short, finished P5 tonight. Jason Raymond brought it home P9. We'll be back tomorrow on the OSR Network for Langley and the Tour Modifieds, I do believe. But until then, it's been Tanner Marr in the Five Kings Network's booth. We will see